How's everyone doing in the building? Hope all is well with everyone. We're still going through this weather crisis, as they say. But if we band together, stick together, and be together, we can work it on out. We can work it on out, good people. We can do that for sure. If we just do, old Baloo made it sound so easy, didn't it? The bare necessities of life. That's it. That right there is the intent right there. The bare necessities of life. It is what I like to call fist pump Friday, good folks. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope no one has fallen. Hope no one is falling out there. No one is falling. Be safe out there. Car repairs are expensive for sure. They are expensive. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you, whether on the job or in your relationship. If you got a kid, just had a baby, congratulations, you deserve it. And my favorite, if you're off today, you're doing something right. We have a new sponsor that joined the show with us. We have a new sponsor that joined the show with us, and they are taking this point of life insurance to a whole new level, folks. And you can easily contact them on social media. You can get it right, which with the good time for the good time. It is iCoverDirect.com. iCoverDirect.com. And it's taking life insurance to a point where the middle folk can actually afford life insurance. So do yourself a favor and check that out today. But it's Friday, good people, and there's a whole lot going on. Whole lot of things going on in the real world. Okay? That means our own personal lives. There are things happening. Things are happening that are out of our control. Sometimes it seems that way. There we go, for sure. I was complaining about the mail system, on the fact we haven't had mail. And here we have what's going on in California, what's going on in Hawaii, what's going on in North Carolina, what's going on in these school systems. There are more important things going on. So I had to reset the button. Sometimes we have to do that. Reset the button. It's needed. It should be done at all times. Definitely, for sure. But folks, we got some things to get off our chest today. You might want to pull up a chair, sit back, get comfortable. It can get dark at times. No, I'm just kidding with you. I can't do a dark show like that. That's after hours type situation if I talk like that. But across the board, there's just some things going on that I find very, very interesting. As a person that, a product of the 70s, grew up the typical way, you watch sports with your old man, you participate in sports. You learn the concept of teamwork. You respected your coach. There was a time for practice, and the winning team got to have pizza. Remember those days? Then you get older, you get into the competitive nature of the game. You understand the true meaning of a rival. You don't converse with them. You don't integrate with them. You got to keep the hate alive, but in a sportsmanship type of way. Well, I thought that was the way sports was supposed to be. But something is changing. And I'm disturbed by this. I'm very disturbed by this. I think I may need to go lay on a couch and put my hands across my chest and talk to someone, because I cannot fathom this in my mind. How did we get here? And what I'm talking about is jersey swaps and autographs between players after the game. Not when you retire, not in the off season, we don't know about it. But right after a game, you're going to go up to a rival and do a jersey swap and ask for an autograph. Oh, are you kidding me? Like the Braves Mets celebrated on the field together in the baseball playoffs last year. Disrespectful. When I see Cubs and Cardinal fans have the audacity to go to the game together, holding hands, and then have to go out here and procreate. Disrespectful. I'm old school. Respect the rival. I could not imagine playing against a rival school and we swap jerseys. Who's teaching this? What is going on in these locker rooms? Film session, off season. That was so disrespectful what the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens did last week. Well, I blame the Steelers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to YouTube and look how they are dying to get Lamar Jackson's autograph or jersey swap. What? Come on. No. Certain things I will and cannot do. I may be from Missouri, but I can never, ever root for a team from Kansas City. I don't care what sport it is, Missouri or not. That's not how I was raised. Not how I was raised. I stick with that one team, good or bad. Good or bad. I respect the game. I don't wear jerseys in the offseason. Rude. If you wearing a baseball jersey right now walking around town, rude. Respect the sport. If your team is in it, wear your shit. We're getting to a point right now. I'm starting to really just want to watch sports with the volume down, because they're not even talking about the game anymore. They're telling you who at the game, what they wearing. Oh, my favorite, who they married to or dating. Man, when you talk about this game, if I want to hear that, I can watch what, kids? Entertainment Tonight. But trading jerseys right after a game and trying to get a rival team's autograph? Where were you raised at? Who was in the home? Huh? Who was in the home? You don't understand sports movies from the 70s and 80s and 90s? They preach that rival shit. They're the enemy. Just run through them. But now they play a game together, go out to dinner, go to the club, share a woman or a dude. How did we get here? Explain that to me. I've tried to pay attention as much as possible. I don't like the pregame warm-ups. They have to show us that the men are wearing to the game. I don't care what that man wearing. We can't afford it anyway. The common folk. Then they showing the WNBA players half naked. I don't want to see that. Don't want to see the pregame outfits no more. Can you just keep it 100, as the kids say? Keep it 100 with me. Just talk about the pregame analytics, your interviews, what you think is going to happen, and call the game. That's it. Easy. Easy. That's just like saying you watch a movie critic, but they forget to talk about the movie. They want to talk about their personal lives. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. They either tell us what ain't going on the weekend that's not sports related. I don't care about nobody on television that is going somewhere for the weekend and feel they need to tell us about it, a non-sporting event. But they can't tell us about the game. Tell us about the game, coach. Tell us about the game, coach. But what got me started on this riffraff, I'm going to call it. That's what coaches in the 70s and 80s used to tell you. Stop riffraffing around over there when you're not paying attention in practice. You know, coach wanted eye contact. Okay? Now they talk back to the coach, do what they want to do. Did you hear the report on Deshaun Watson? Oh, boy. So apparently, the scheme they had set up for him when he left Houston to go to Cleveland, he didn't want to do that scheme. He was doing his own thing. He was basically not listening to the coach. That is insane how that man got that type of an attitude and personality. But back to the nature at hand. Jersey swap and autographs after a game. That is some wild shit there. That's like working on Super Bowl Sunday. I won't allow it. It happened one time in my life, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I was United States Navy. I had to go to work that day. And it happened to be the Super Bowl that we lost to the 49ers, 55-10. This little kid made a comment about it. I really saw myself throwing a little kid in Pearl Harbor. I was that angry. That was the last time I went to a job on Super Bowl Sunday. No, that's a national holiday. Monday is too, because we have to mourn the season. We got to mourn the season the day after football. One of the saddest days in sports to me is that Monday. I don't do well, but I'm proud of my team, that being the Denver Broncos. Moving right along, how's everyone doing on this Fist Pump Friday edition of the snow? Yeah, there's snow and ice still on the ground, St. Louis. Haven't seen an orange truck in decades. Nothing. I see them on TV. Could that be AI? What if they done that? What if they putting AI information out there, tricking us, thinking them trucks really out there? Haven't seen one. It's a death trap walking every morning for me. A death trap. We're going to flash back Friday to the good old days. Close your eyes. Remember when we were little kids, how we'd just go out and make friends? We just go out. That's my friend Kevin. That's my friend Lamont. That's Steve. Remember those days? It was whether you went to school with them or went to the boys club with them or even Wolves. It was just the way you met friends as kids. It is something to, not like the Stand By Me type movie days. I'm talking about the good times of, you got to stay on the street. Don't leave this damn street. You better be home when them street lights come on. Those days. Because nobody wanted to be running home at top speed and fall. Now you done skint up your knee. And when we were kids, you always skint this part of your hand up. What's up with that? I haven't skint this part of my hand since I was a child. But now we get grown. And meeting friends when you get grown, that's a whole nother topic of discussions right there. What is a best friend? What is a female best friend? What if your sibling is your best friend? Friends. It has changed the whole meaning. Best friends meant something back in the day. Not your partner, your best friend. It meant something back in the day. I hear the term best friend in a daily conversation in the bar over 30 times. Not referring to me, just people saying that these are their best friends. And I don't know what people know what that means anymore. Or what do you think it means? What does it mean to you? What it should mean? A best friend is not a person that just gives you money. That's called a sugar mama and a sugar daddy. Say it with me. A best friend is not a person that just gives you money. Okay? That's called sugar daddies and sugar mamas. Okay, moving right along and forward. But getting friends as you get older, I think it means something because you're a little bit more intelligent now. You're a little bit more wiser. You understand people a little better. At least we think we do. And we don't gravitate toward everyone. We're not as magnetic because the energy levels are just different. You ever walk in a room and you just feel the anger? I'm leaving here. Then you walk into some place, everybody got open arms. Well, where you been all my life? Where have you been all my life? Some places have that type of effect on you. And then that strange friendship. You don't know that person's name. You probably had a good 2-hour conversation. Talked about things you haven't talked about with either a family member or your so-called best friend. But this stranger bring this out of you. But you don't exchange names. I'm not talking about one-night stands either. I'm talking about actually meeting people that you've never met before. You don't know why this person's talking to you. You don't know why you're talking about these things. But it got not deep. It has gotten very intellectual. Maybe one of those moments. Or sometimes we just need somebody to listen. But the value of making friends as a kid and the appreciation of making friends as you get older is something that should not be taken for granted. If you're just joining the show on this Fist Pump Friday edition of the show, thank you so much. We're getting closer to that time. That time. The end of football season. Both. Because the men college football championship is played Monday. We'll talk about that on Monday. We have more important things. Condolences out there to all the Bob Uecker fans out there. I must be down in the front row. What Bob Uecker was for the voice of baseball was something different. In hearing the stories when he was with the Cardinals, you know, everybody has that one person in the locker room or the dugout or the clubhouse that has that ability to bring it out of people, to be more competitive, more accountable, and to forget about the outside noise. We're here playing a sport. Let's have fun. That's why I love when baseball players are playing the game like when they first met it, like a kid again. I love watching baseball games like that. Not the yelling at each other and barking at each other. No, you're out there having fun. Everybody's chewing big league chew. But Bob Uecker was that spark in a clubhouse from the stories that from Bob Costas is told to Keith Olbermann. They have shared, and Dan Patrick, they shared all kinds of stories that people have told them about Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker on the TV show, Mr. Belvedere, that was my man. That was my show, Mr. Belvedere. That was my show. That was something different there. But when he got involved with the movie Major League, the franchise, those movies, Lord have mercy. Harry Doyle here. And then the commercials. The commercial that gets me is that Miller Lite commercial. He's at the Dodger Stadium. He think he down in the good seats. I said, this is not your seat. Okay, I must be down in the front row. As the commercial's about to end, they pan up that man way at the top. And he yells down, he missed the tag. Bob Uecker was something special to the game of baseball and baseball fans alike, and especially the radio community out there. Well, this is going to start up a whole lot of different conversations. And what I mean by that, we got the NFL playoffs this weekend. We have the NFL playoffs going this weekend. They start tomorrow. Yeah, let's get on with the killing. Texas and Kansas City. Texas and Kansas City. We have all seen crazy things happen during the playoffs, whether wild card, divisional, or the championship. We've seen wild things that just, what the hell? John Elway, the Cleveland Browns. Whew. Twice. 49ers to catch. Dwight Clark. Woo! T.O. holding on to the damn ball with the 49ers and crying for the first time. Woo! Morton Anderson missing that field goal. Woo! Woo! Let a kicker miss one damn extra point this weekend. We're not going for no more extra points. We're going for 2 every time. We have to start putting our foot down, no pun intended, against these kickers that are not taking these kicks seriously. They're affecting the outcome of the game. Okay? Got to fix that. But these outcome of these games, sometimes they're shocking, unbelievable. What has happened in past years during playoff NFL season. It is a different breed. Now, the fact that Kansas City Football Chiefs have not played in 24 days, don't let that spoil the dinner for you. They've rested up. They were ready to go. Texas, on the other hand, I'm worried about Texas' offensive line. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the head linesman that's going to miss 35 false starts by Kansas City not calling. Because the fat dude on the left, he moves every time too early. You can bet money on it. Bet money on it. The Chiefs false start every damn play. If these refs have anything to do with the outcome of this game, I think social media may shut down. It's going to overload. Will it be the biggest upset of all the football games going on this weekend? I don't think so. But Texas' offensive line scares me big time. Joe Mixon hurt himself Wednesday in practice. He didn't do a walkthrough yesterday at all, so it may be a game-time decision. What I'm impressed with is the receiving core with the Houston Texans. But without Joe Mixon, they got to go in the bag. Now, their defense up front, there's something special and different. There's some up front, Houston Texans defense is fun to watch. They use them hands. They use that swim move on the side, and they communicate constantly. I love teams that communicate constantly. I'm not just talking about the pat on the ass. No, they look at each other in the helmet. Conversation, lips are moving. Kansas City's defense, they're a different team in the playoffs. That defense is. Special teams, I give Kansas City the advantage. Coaching, I give Kansas City the advantage. Quarterback, coming into this game, I'm giving the advantage to C.J. Stroud. Patrick Mahomes did not have his best season this year, but he's not concerned about the season no more. He's won MVP already. He wants to do this three-peat. That's more concerning at hand. So the fact Chief fans lost their mind, oh, gosh, dang it, he didn't make the damn Pro Bowl. No. He was maybe the fifth best quarterback this year statistically. So now, stop it. But the heart of Kansas City and knowing what they're trying to do, and they're playing at home, I've given the edge to Kansas City. I'm picking Kansas City to win that game. Kansas City's going to win that game. Next up, we got Washington and the Lions. Oh, boy. Shout out to my youngest son, Tim. He's a Detroit Lions big-time fan. Big time. This, all right. Drink them if you got them. Shout a fireball for everyone. There you go. That should be tradition in any bar. Anytime you hear emergency services, drink them if you got it. But this Washington football team, buddy, they are fun to watch. They're young, and they're only going to get better. You ever see a team play and you say to yourself, hey, they're getting better. They're believing in themselves. They're confident as a team, not as an individual. And they're doing this with what? Say it with me, a rookie. Because what did they do? They developed him in college, okay? In the NFL, the Washington Commanders designed plays that fit what he can do. They didn't give him any plays he can't do. Keep that in mind. We've seen lots of failures in NFL at the quarterback position because the quarterback coach and the OC can't get on the same page. They're not looking at the man's true attributes, what makes them special, what makes them affect their quarterback in the NFL. And Washington did that. They are fun to watch, and they're confident as a team. That's what you want. But they're going up against a team, Detroit Lions, that's a little perturbed by the way the season ended last year. You can hear it in their coach, and they have a coach that still thinks he's playing. I think if they let NFL coaches wear what they want to, he'll put on a uniform with pads, helmet and all. And I don't think nobody has said a thing. It fits him. He is the heart of the line of Detroit Lions. But you got a team that has the ability to play together, and they can put up a lot of points. A lot of points. That running game is special. St. Brown at receiving. This game could get ugly. Would it be an upset if Texas beats Kansas City and Washington beats the Lions? Oh, boy. Because that's the Super Bowl everybody want to see right there. Kansas City against Detroit. That's the one everybody wants. Not me. I want to pick the Lions to win this game. I'm picking the Lions to win this game, and I'm picking Kansas City football Chiefs. I'm picking both of them to win. Now, on Sunday, things can get very critical here. Very, very critical. Calm down, St. Louis Rams fans. Calm down. I watched the Rams play last week, and I had no idea. it seems like they got better as the season progressed. That's not the same team from the first 5-6 weeks of the season. I don't know what Matthew Stroud did, but he's a different type of animal. He proved to me how tough he was when he played in Detroit and he took that hit and he almost died on that damn field and he came back in the game and they won the game. That's a tough dude. That's a tough dude. It cracked rib, collapsed lung, punctured a lung. He got hurt big time. And the fact he stayed in that game, came out one play for Dante Culpepper. And they have that team exactly the way Sean McVay wants that team. Excited about the game of football, excited to be in this position to play. Considering how the season started out, they had a lot of injuries, especially at their receiving core. They know they want to put up big numbers. But watching them play last week, I see a different Rams team. I see a different Rams team for sure. In Philly, what's going on in that locker room? See, somebody talking to the media in that locker room. Then you know what happened the last time somebody was talking too much in the locker room to the media? Antonio Brown. Somebody running their mouth that's a part of that team to the media about what's going on with Jalen Hurts and the receiving core. You're not always going to agree with each other. But you got to understand one simple thing here. We're teammates. We're teammates. Ego will kill and destroy the winning combination. Shaq and Kobe. Penny and Shaq. Dante Culpepper and T.O. Ego. The Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Couldn't even get along. They didn't talk to each other. Didn't want to teach that boy nothing. The transition should have been smoother. Just think about this. Since the Green Bay Packers have been in existence, they've only won 2 Super Bowls. 2. Since the dawn of color TV. 2. Ego gets in the way. And that's what I think going on with the Philadelphia Phillies in that locker room. I don't know what happened before Jalen had the concussion. But when he came back, the offensive line was moving kind of sluggish. And that's like the third time up. They look like that they're doing a walkthrough in practice. And I was questioning then, something not right. Ain't no way that Kelsey boy was that important to that offensive line. Well, I guess it does. He was that damn good for them in that scheme he was in. He was that damn good for that. He really was. He was that good for that. And that's how it can be. That's how it can be. But Philly is not coming in as the favorite to me because of what's going on. They have not been the same Philly team as we all thought they would be. We thought, with the disappointment they had last year, we know what we need to do. We know how to do it. Let's go do it. But they had a little hiccup. They had a little hiccup right there. I'm going with the upset, man. Well, would it be an upset? But then they got that running game with that boy. Saquon for what? He'll jump over you. He'll jump over you. Yes, indeed. He will jump over you in a minute. Frontward, sideways, or backwards. Frontward, sideways, or backwards. That's what she said. I got to stick with Philly on this one. Give me Philly. Give me Philly over the Rams, but it should be one hell of a game, one hell of a game. The expectations of this next game, Baltimore and Buffalo, folks keep saying, well, if whoever wins this is the MVP. Stop it. They already gave it to Lamar. He made first team All-Pro, and that equates to what, kids? MVP. Say it with me, kids. MVP. I'm saying tell you so. Nobody wanted Josh to win. Nobody wanted Lamar to win. Facts are facts. Lamar was the best quarterback this year. Facts are facts. And the expectations, other than it's going to be cold outside, that's your mindset. This is going to be what, kids? Football weather. When it first snows, I think every football fan does this when they go outside the first time it snowed. You start running in slow motion. Calling football plays in your head from back in the day. It was a cold and illustrious day. And I say his name as he always wants to say it, Ray Nitschke. And he was coached by one of the best in the game, Vincent Lombardi. And you start running in slow motion. Like he used to fight like the Bionic Man as a kid. All right, Dre, focus. Baltimore at Buffalo. Whew. This could be one for the ages. Because both of these guys, Josh and Lamar, have the ability to do the same thing. Fuck the game up. When they forget they have teammates. When Josh is running and diving head first with the ball in one hand, fumble, scoop and score. When Lamar is rushing more than Derrick Henry, fumble, scoop and score. But if they both play the game as the game plan is laid out for them, this could be one for the ages. This could be one up there for that 53 to 50 game type things. This could be a shootout if the right way. And I mean that in the scoring wise, not the pew wise. It could be that way. And I'm looking forward if that is the outcome. I'm looking forward to the outcome of this game. In the way that I don't want no mistakes, we already know it's going to be cold. We good with that. What's up, Cuzzo? I'm fine with that. But the mistakes of the game, every inch counts. Every situation in this game counts. Special teams, oh boy. Baltimore kicker, he had some issues this year. He was once the leg of the NFL. I think he's going through a divorce or something. Something ain't right. He missing extra points, 36 yarders, a 42 yarder. What the? You're supposed to be able to make that. It's like being a quarterback in the NFL. You can't throw an out pattern. How'd you get here? But if it comes down to kicking, we're in trouble. We're in trouble big time. Because Buffalo has a history of that shit from back in the day. Probably don't make Jim Kelly upset. My bad, Jim Kelly. 4 Super Bowls in a row? 4. In Buffalo. This could be one of those games where defense and special teams are really going to matter in this game. And what I mean by the special teams, the return yards on your punt returns and your kick returns. The ability to get downfield and make a tackle. I'm worried about the flags in this game because Baltimore gets a little bit too jumpy at the mouth when the ref don't see this. Well, I didn't mean to do that, ref. They get a little chippy at the mouth. So I'm worried about the flags for Baltimore's defense. They can keep that under wraps. If Lamar gets over 49 yards rushing and D. Henry get at least 150, this is going to be a win for them. But I don't think the winner of this is going to decide the MVP. No, I do not. I think Lamar already locked up MVP for sure. But this is going to be interesting, though. If there is an upset in that Houston game and they beat Kansas City and them two know that on Sunday before the game starts, they're not going to be as challenged as I think they want to be because they want that rematch of Patrick Mahomes. They want that rematch. They want that rematch bad. When you lose a game and you watch the film and you know what you're capable of doing versus what was just shown in the game, you're pissed. You can't get it out your mind. It's like those 90s sports movies when you put that sports clipping in the mirror and all you're thinking about is how you failed your team because that damn reporter wrote that article. Use that as motivation. And I think Lamar and Josh are using that as motivation to face Mahomes. I'm with Lamar. He doesn't like talking to other quarterbacks in the offseason. During the season. No, I got to focus on my job. Thank you. Finally, someone said it. In the words of Bill Belichick, check. Just do your job. In all 4 of these games, they do their job. All these games are going to overtime. Wouldn't that be exciting? Wouldn't that be exciting? All 4 go to overtime. Hello, America. Hello, America. But I'm picking Baltimore to win this. Baltimore to win this. And I can't wait to see the finished product of the Buffalo Bills' new stadium. The finished product. And also, I'm looking forward to see the insanity of Bills Mafia. I'm looking forward to that, to seeing the insanity of Bills Mafia, because the mustard situation, when you're standing on top of a porta potty and you get the mustard squeeze bottle and you squirt it in somebody's face that's down there in front of the porta potty, what that got to do with football? What that got to do with tailgate? They lost me right there. But it's fun to watch on TV. It's just like the wife carrying race and husband carrying race they show us on ESPN The Ocho every year. I have so many questions, but it looks fun on TV. Looks fun on TV. Moving right along on this Fish Pump Friday edition of the show. Earlier, start off the show, we talked about jersey swaps and autographs amongst players. I'm not a big fan of it. That Pittsburgh-Baltimore game last week was disrespectful. We also talked about Flashback Friday, kids and we were making friends versus being adults and making friends. They both are a learning experience, and they both deserve the appreciation. And we also gave Bob Uecker good words. Harry Doyle asked a bit outside. I must be down in the front row. And we just got down breaking down the NFL playoffs taking place tomorrow and Sunday. I picked Kansas City to win. I got the Lions winning. I got Philly winning, and I got Baltimore winning right there for sure. All right. I don't know where this came from either. Does every sport need a rival? Do we need to create another Major League Baseball league? Do we need to create another version of the NFL? Do we need to create another league of NHL hockey? To rival them now, to rival them. Do we need to create one in the NBA? Where's all this money going to come from to pay these players? Because allegedly, Maverick Carter and some folks trying to put a plan together to create a European league to rival the NBA. To create a European basketball league to rival the NBA. They say the best basketball players are in Europe, but there's no money over there to pay them. There's no way to pull it off. They don't come close to making anywhere what NBA players make. And some of their top players, they're barely getting by. But if it fits your economy, I don't have a problem with it. Now, if you can't live your regular lifestyle, we got some questions. But does the NBA need a rival league that's of European players? I think right now the NBA needs to focus on their own issues right now. And they have some major issues. This All-Star game, trash. The regular season competitive nature, trash. The mid-season tournament, confusing. And I know some serious basketball fans. Explain that tournament to me. It's like my favorite episode on Family Guy when Stewie is explaining how fax works. What happened to just the simplicity of the game? The different colors of the courts, 9,000 jerseys each team got. Come on, man. Come on. A real fan that likes to buy team swag and gear, it's expensive. It's even expensive on 2K. And that's a video game. And that's an avatar character of mine. And I'm paying to wear that in the video game? Unfair. Unconstitutional. Hear ye. But does the NBA need another league? I think if the NBA really concentrates on moving forward with the competitive side of the game right now, then we can come back to the drawing board. I think Major League Baseball needs a better understood path to the circuit, to the show, to Major League Baseball. Need a better communication, transparency for these kids and their families or their sponsor. It needs to be a better, because it's horrible on the path to the pros, Major League Baseball wise. I think the NBA with its G League is helping. The Summer League is helping. But a rival league to benefit the European players. It sounds good. It really does. But again, who paying for this TV deal? Huh? Who? Because all these new leagues is doing nothing but going up on the streaming bill. Netflix used to be $4.99 till you some bitches started sharing it. Then they caught on and they went up. Now, the more and more shows and sporting events, why can't we just have one? Can we a la carte our sports package? That's all I want. That's all I want. Give me all the day baseball games in this package right here, okay? NFL, your own separate entity right here. NBA, just give me after the All-Star break. NHL hockey, just the playoffs. That's it. Give my NASCAR the whole damn season. See how easy that was? Oh, give me my WNBA somewhere where we can find the games. I still don't know what ION is. ION is a damn channel. That WNBA games on net. Hallmark Channel, Oprah Network. What? Who's putting these plans together when it comes to viewership? It's like they just want the money, but don't want to do the job, and then there's no accountability. Sounds familiar, don't it? Streets of St. Louis, they have spoken. But that is just fascinating to me, how fast they want to create more teams. They want to create bigger venues. They have more swag than life itself. I mean, some of these baseball teams have 12 fucking jerseys. 12? I mean, what more do we have to do to prove that we're a fan and we like you? We like this team. We like that player. You're my favorite. What more do we have to do? Remember in COVID, you could put your face on TV in one of the seats to make it look like you're at the game. Did you see the price, how much that was? Outrageous. I thought we were friends. I thought all sports teams were friends and okay with the fans of their particular sport. I thought we were in the trust tree. You lied to us about blackout games in football. Okay. Major League Baseball home plate umpires, there's no accountability or discipline for them when they screw up. We're just supposed to just overlook it. The cheating in the NBA, it has to stop. It has to stop. If you're going to do that, just play 50 games. Just play 50 games. What they say, no back-to-back. Okay. I think the sports teams, I think the sports players are running things now. It's like anytime Beyonce come out with a new album, for the next month, women running shit. They come on out. You know what I'm talking about. They do that. But a rival NBA league, again, it sounds good. Sounds damn good. Let's see how this thing works out. Let's see how the NBA handles the rest of the season. Let's see if the NBA and WNBA can be on the same page this season. That's what I want to see. We need to do a better job at that relationship. Because behind the scenes and behind closed doors, the NBA and WNBA could be better. Did you see how those women did that marketing event for the 3-on-3 league? Uncanny. Now that's how you're supposed to drive. That's how you're supposed to drive. Well, there are a few things going on this weekend I think folks are down for. Figuring out a plan not to fall. Praying out that this rain helps other than bring us more ice. Getting ready for the end of the season. And do people still host Super Bowl parties? Is that still a thing? I remember back in the day when bars would do it, they would, invite people in, play squares, have an appetizer buffet set up, and it was free. It was free. Had entertainment at halftime, not just what was on the TV. But it used to be that way. And then I guess we got caught up in the big screens. They were affordable now, finally. We could put the shit in our house. Then folks were having Super Bowl parties. What happened to the Super Bowl parties? What happened? I tell you what happened. The same thing I think why folks are losing their mind over the ban of TikTok taking place Sunday. That this is what I think. That money people received during COVID, the PPP loan money theft, those you know who you are, and TikTok, all that created something. That's why I think we, instead of hiring humans to drive these trucks, I want autonomous vehicles. I have a whole fleet of autonomous vehicles clean up this whole damn city in 10 hours. Whole city be clean. Be done with it. They do it in the movies. I'm always using a movie reference about anything in current life, for real. But Super Bowl parties, are they still a thing? Is there a menu? Do people have to bring something? Are they allowed to bring a non-football fan? Is that allowed? You cannot be at a Super Bowl party and say, I don't care about the Super Bowl. I'm just here for the halftime show, and you're on your phone at halftime. Get out. No, I think Super Bowl parties should be for the football fan. The football fan. I mean, hell, you got the Grammys next month. Wait your turn. Wait your turn. But for now, I think the Super Bowl is for football fans, not NARPs, non-athletic real people. They do exist. They coexist with us. They walk amongst us each and every day. I've been to a Super Bowl party where there were people there gossiping, not even watching the game. Why are you here? Because my husband invited me? Well, he's banned. I take my football season very seriously. It's like how I take day baseball games. Leave me alone. Put me on the patio. Give me my bucket of beer and we chilling. That's how baseball should be in the daytime. Oh, it's the best ever. The announcers, the fans that are there, the teams, the sound of that ball hitting that bat. Oh, my goodness. And the sound of that beer can open. Tell it. So, kids, we're going to get out of here and let you enjoy the rest of your Fist Pump Friday. Feel Good Friday. Do something nice for yourself. And by the way, you folks sharing those videos and pictures of you helping out your neighbors and your neighborhood and your communities, keep up the great work. Keep up the great work. We got to stick together the best way we can because we out here on this island by ourselves. Ain't nobody out here but us. We're going to survive this together, good folk, good people. Most importantly, thank you again, our title sponsor, Certa Pro Painters. Kids, boys, and girls, and children of all countries, thank you for tuning into today's show of Montez at Midday. And we'll see you Monday as we talk college football and what happened in these playoff football games. Until the next time, I holla. Peace. And we out.